Is life a simulation? My answer is yes. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the orientation, the practice that you can use to find what is true for yourself, to follow this inquiry through, to know what is true, what is the source of this life that you are living. But first, we're going to discuss simulation theory in a modern and ancient context. When I was growing up, movies were like The Truman Show or The Matrix were released, in which the characters felt deeply disturbed by this question and went through great efforts to escape the world that they were living in. They felt as if there was something unreal or untrue about the world that they were in. It bothered them deeply, and they were able to escape the matrix or leave the simulation that they were in. And it's not just these movies where this question arises in contemporary life. It's the existence of technology and video games that begs the question, what is real? If I can be in a virtual reality world or video game, how do I know that this world is not just like that? Maybe this is just a really high definition version of Minecraft. So this inquiry, if it's true for you, there is a ancient pathway to resolve this, because before these movies, before video games, this is the root question of most spiritual practice and traditions. What is true? What is God? What is the source of life? What is this thing that we are experiencing? And we're going to be looking at self-inquiry as an orientation to the experience of being conscious, as a way to move beyond the reality that we know, to be able to witness the truth of life, to see it clearly. Okay, so first, we have to establish what is the potential simulation. What is the thing that we are challenging or inquiring about? Well, it's the world. It's the world that we're living in, the houses and the trees and the bodies that we have and the thoughts that we have. It is the experience that we're having in the physical sense. But more broadly speaking, it's the experience of being conscious. Instead of trying to escape, the physical world or trying to take a rocket ship to the edge of the galaxy, instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to look at the fact that we're having an experience at all. So that, again, instead of paying attention so much to what's in the experience, we're not going to find the answer to this in what we see in the potential simulation. We're going to hold this inquiry by actually escaping, by relaxing our focus beyond the experience of being conscious. And as with most things spiritual, this is progressive. It's progressive until you realize the truth of life, in which case it stops being progressive. You arrive at your truth, your understanding of reality. Okay, so the composition of this moment, the potential simulation that we are challenging, is that you are seeing, you are hearing, you have thoughts, you have physical sensations, you can feel your body, and you can feel your emotions. That's your life. That's the experience that you're having. And the reason that you can perceive all these things is because you are aware. So we add this as the next quality. You are aware. There is awareness. Everything that you see, everything that you hear, everything that you think is happening within your awareness. This is consciousness. This is life. This is the life that you've lived. Everything you've ever experienced has happened within your awareness, and it's been either something that you see, hear, think, taste, touch, feel, smell. Usually don't emphasize smell very much, but it's sensory experience. So instead of thinking about the world as some sort of simulation and exploring it by going into it, what we want to do is look at the phenomenon of having an experience at all. The world actually exists within consciousness, not the other way around. That's your first person experience. So is this real or is this not? So the first thing we do is we just learn to recognize that we are having an experience. This is an experience. And the fundamental question of self-inquiry is, who is it that is having this experience? What is the witnessing source of consciousness? I'm experiencing consciousness. What is the I that is experiencing consciousness? So we can already begin to challenge some of the ways we tend to identify. Again, my name is still Blaze. I don't deny that. But from this perspective, for a moment, my thoughts are things that I'm experiencing. I'm not my thoughts. My thoughts are just content that I am experiencing. I'm also witnessing my body. I'm witnessing my visual field. I'm witnessing my emotions. I'm witnessing life. So I bring my focus, what is the I that is witnessing all of this? Now, many people, especially at the beginning, will land on awareness. They will say, actually, awareness feels like I am. Awareness is the awake, spacious presence that is experiencing all of these things. Awareness is consistent. It's a consistent part of every experience. Therefore, I am awareness. And that's a very beautiful inquiry. But I would also ask, who is it? How does it come to be that there is awareness in the first place? What is the source of awareness? Now, as we hold these questions, what is the source of awareness? What we're inviting is a relaxation of focus. Instead of focusing on the things that we see or even the experience of being aware, we are withdrawing or relaxing our perspective beyond the experience of being conscious. This is the same as you would do if you were in a video game, if you wanted to return to reality. If you're watching a video game, your attention is absorbed into this world. You are playing, just like a movie. Your attention is absorbed into it. And to come to the real world, you want to withdraw your focus back into the room you're in. So, another way of asking this fundamental question of self-inquiry, where is consciousness happening? Again, you have one experience of being conscious. Again, you're thinking, you're seeing, you're feeling, you're hearing. All these things are happening, and you're aware. So we could say all of the content of life is happening in awareness. Yes, beautiful. Awareness is the place where all of this is happening. And we can take it one step further. Where is awareness happening? This is the moment that this is the flash of insight that allows us to escape the matrix and be at peace and to be happy as the Buddha is. Awareness is happening in you. Awareness is alive. It exists. It is moving. It has a quality, which means that it has been created. It's not fundamental. I don't experience it. If I can witness it, if I can feel it, it means that I'm perceiving it. And I'm perceiving it from beyond. I'm perceiving it from myself, the source of my experience. Again, I just see, how does that all sound and feel to you? Just take a moment to notice what that's like for you. So in the Matrix, in The Truman Show, the characters leave one world and they go to another world. In simulation theory and in self-inquiry, that cannot be. The realization is that experience itself is a simulation, which means that you're not going to escape one experience to have another experience. Transcendence, or liberation, or awakening to the true nature of reality, means that I move beyond experience. I find myself witnessing from an experienceless place. Now, how is that possible? How is it possible to be witnessing life from an experienceless space? Well, it's a momentary flash where you find yourself witnessing life. It's just a moment in which it becomes clear I am witnessing experience. Experience itself is in me, and the me that it is in has no form, it has no flavor, it has no quality, because it is not an experience, because it is not alive, because it has not been created. This is the source of my experience. It is what is hosting experience. This can be referred to as absolute reality, or by some people as the self. Some people also call it the no self. So again, the way that we do this is we stay really hungry and curious to know the truth. And we just keep questioning and challenging the viewpoint that we're taking. We just keep relaxing deeper and deeper and deeper into the experience of being conscious, until one day we find ourselves, to one moment, we find ourselves witnessing consciousness rather than being it. There still is a sense of being, but this sense of being, this sense of feeling, this sense of experiencing life becomes a witnessed, created experience rather than the truth. The most important element of this pathway or this inquiry or this realization is a deep desire to know and a commitment to progressive relaxation. And in this truth of life, it's very important to note that this does not disvalue or lower the value of experience or life itself. Because the world is not real, so to speak, that doesn't actually make the experience of life less meaningful. If anything, it makes it more meaningful. What it means is that life has been created, that experience has been created. It gives context to the experience you're having. It doesn't make it flat or meaningless or dull in any way. It brings it to life. And ultimately, it solves the problem of truth and suffering and meaning, because it holds life in this beautiful context. Consciousness, experience, has been simulated or created, just like everything else that we create. Just like all the art and video games and movies we create, things are created so that they can be experienced. If you go to a movie, the purpose of going into the movie is not to deny the reality of the movie. If you were sitting next to me at a movie and I kept saying to you, whispering in your ear, "This isn't real," you would tell me, "Be quiet. I'm trying to watch the movie. I know it isn't real. That's why I'm here. I'm engrossing myself in this experience because I can, because it moves me, because it gives life to me, because it's interesting." So similarly with consciousness, with awakening, once you know the truth, you don't just keep denying the reality of life. You engage with it. You make YouTube videos. You raise your family. You go to the gym. You smell flowers. You do all the same things that you were doing before. The only thing that is different, or the primary thing that is different, is you are not insecure and questioning what is true and real in my world. You know none of it is true and real. And in that, there is a freedom to experience joy and sadness, fear, pain. The fullness of life is something to engage with because you are beyond it. It's not something to retreat from. This is the freedom to be alive, to participate, that comes from knowing that it's all just a simulation. Again, I have some meditations on my website about self-inquiry and other spiritual practices, specifically around non-attachment. These are all on my YouTube channel, I should say. And you can go there next if you want to learn more about the ways to orient to reality that will free you from the belief that you exist, that this life is real, and allow you to enjoy the fact that you exist and that this life is real and true and meaningful at the same time. Hope this helps. Bye for now.